welcome back to another YouTube live stream. Um, okay, so I've got a couple of updates for you today, and the main reason why I wanted to come live was just to give a little bit of an update in regards to my first week at work. Um, and we're going to be talking quite a bit about that in the stream. But what I do just want to let you guys know is I had a gig tomorrow in Doncaster, and that I am aware of sadly being cancelled. I don't really know why. I've got no clue as to why it was cancelled. All I know is one of the club owners left the group chat on Facebook, and then the other club owner said that if we were still up for playing, the event would go ahead. So I kindly offered to design a nice little flyer, nice little poster, and then we was waiting to confirm if there was going to be a door price so we could put it onto the poster. And then none of us could just get in touch with a woman, the other owner of the nightclub. She's not been responding, she's not been replying back to messages, she's just not been getting in touch in general. So I ain't gonna go all that way for something not even be happening. And it's ruining other plans that I could essentially have made. So I've just decided that I am finished. I'm not going to do it, and I'm actually going to go and do something else instead. So that is no longer happening. I never fully announced what it was, but I did say that there was a booking in Doncaster this Friday that sadly is no longer, I don't think, going to take place. And even if it is, I probably just still will not go to it because it's just too short notice to even promote anything. So anyway, the main reason why I've come live today, the main reason is to give you all an update on my first sort of week at work and how it's gone. So some of you might be scratching your heads, and some of you might be thinking, first week at work, what did Noble get a new job? Because I know some people that watch YouTube, they don't follow me on Instagram. They don't maybe have me as a friend on Facebook, so they maybe won't necessarily know what's gone on. I did mention it in another stream, but I don't think it wasn't the main topic of the stream. So some people might have maybe skipped it or missed it. But for those of you who don't know, about a month and a half, maybe a couple of months ago, I got the opportunity to have an interview for a job as a music facilitator at the Goodwin Development Trust. So if you don't know what the Goodwin Development Trust is, they're basically an organisation that is council funded, and they basically help young people that maybe have a little bit of a learning difficulty or have a little bit of a disability, try and get back into work, and help sort of find what they're good at, and what their sort of aspects and inspirations are. And one big side of the Goodwin Development Trust is the Home Music Network, which is trying to engage 16 to 29-year-olds to get involved in the home music scene if people are in to music, and it's trying to show people that there is a scene out there, and it's not as hard as you think, to get involved. And we're trying to give these opportunities and make it easier for people, to get into the music scene, and show, look here, you can come along to music lab sessions, and you can get involved, whether you want to DJ, whether you want to play in a band, or whether you want to sing, play an instrument, or maybe you have quite an interest in setting up the sound and the lighting. So whether that be sound testing all the music equipment, and sound testing the bands, so their instruments are ready, for when they're going to play. So really great organisation to be a part of. There's other aspects to it as well. We get involved in other different projects, which can involve us just getting creative and having to create different things. And some of it can be creating maybe soundtracks for different things that are going on. So pieces of music. We can be writing stories and writing poems for different things that we're maybe going to get involved in. There's like recording podcasts and things, which is another good thing. One thing we're doing at the moment is we're getting involved in a or archaeologist. We're getting involved in a dig, so they're digging up a place called South Block House, which is an old castle that Henry VIII built in Hull, and it's just near the deep, and they're digging up where this like premises would have been, like back in the 18th century, and it was Henry VIII's home at one point. It was like a prison. And I think it was something to do with like a government building, and then it got knocked down and it just kind of got forgotten about. But it is in there in the piece of history, and there's a group of archaeologists that are basically building redigging up the site, and they're sort of like telling the story of the history. And they found some quite cool things like clay pipes and things that they would have smoked tobacco in back in them days. Some rock, some like ammo that would have been inside cannons and things like that. And they actually found a cannon as well, deep underground, that now actually sits at one of the museums in Hull. So they're putting an event on I think it's the 17th of September, and it's like going to be like the final, it's their final day there, really sort of like digging up before they fill it all back in. And they're putting on like a little event to sort of tell the story of the sort of like history of what went on back in them days. And Goodwin Development Trust and myself, we've got involved, and we're going to be we're creating like a little audio story that you'll listen to in headphones that'll tell like a made up fictional story about the history of what life would have been like back then. So there'll be like made up characters, and sort of like made up scripts, but it will be based off of it's sort of like the true history of what happened back then. So that's one thing we're getting involved with. But that is sort of like what Goodwin is all about, getting involved in projects and programs and courses, and just helping people in general sort of find who they are and get themselves on the feet. Before I started working there, I was going there to appointments to try and better myself and to help myself get back into work, as I genuinely just need that little bit of support, like when it came to applying for jobs and things. And then I got told that there was an interview available for a job role here at the Development Trust, and I thought, why not work somewhere where you've been going that long that you know all the staff, and you do more or less know the building inside out, which is always like a handy thing to obviously, when you already know like the building and the people, it obviously gives you that little bit of a leg up. So and the sort of job itself just seemed right up my street, getting involved in creative projects, trying to help and aspire young people that want to try and get into the music scene, to give them that leg up, and give them somewhere where they can come and sort of like band practice for free, and play instruments or showcase their talent. And believe you and me, not everyone's just built to be the average plumber or the average builder. So some people do think, well, you know what, I want to get somewhere in music. And a lot of people, like even school teachers, will just say, do this and do that and go to college and go here, because it's probably never going to happen. And people like myself and Sarge and other people that work in Goodwin, who have all done music things. As a person called Lloyd who works there, and He was part of a band that actually was quite a big band back in the day, and they actually had a hit in the charts. And just recently they've like reformed the band back together, and they've toured Wembley and stuff. So it shows that you can do something music related. And you don't just have to listen to people that tell you to to f off and get a job at Tesco's. I got told about this interview. So obviously I was up for it, really buzzed. Got prepared for the interview. Did the interview, and then I got a phone call about dinner time on the day of the interview. And I got told, sadly, we can't offer you this job at the current time. Someone's just got who's a little bit more experienced than you. So I was a little bit gutted because out of a lot of jobs that I've obviously applied for and seen just in recent times, this one really stood out to me, and this one was something that I really thought, you know what, I really want to do this job. Like, I actually really want this job so bad. So I was a little bit gutted, but I thought, oh well, it's not made to be. Something else might come up. And then lo and behold, a couple of weeks after that, I'm just at my normal appointment at the and the guy who's sort of like my boss said about 2 weeks ago, one dinner time, he said, is it all right if I, once you've eaten your dinner, can I have a word with you? And I was sort of thinking, all right, well, what's this going to be about? But part of me was thinking, I wonder if, maybe a role's come back up in this job. But when you don't want to get like overexcited because it might not be, and it might just say, do you want to help out with a project, or something like that, or do you want to come and attend an event, over the weekend. So obviously, like I say, I was real sort of like, ooh, what's he gonna say? So I got obviously downstairs, and he said, look, a role has come up within the job. Would you still be interested? And I was like, damn right, of course I'll be interested. So we spoke and went over a few things, and I was due to start the job on the 23rd of August, which was on Tuesday. So I worked 3 days a week, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and work from 9:30 until round about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It can sometimes be a bit longer, it can sometimes be a bit shorter. It just depends what happens. It's one of them jobs where things can change. So there might be days where they say, look, we need you to come in on the Friday, but in return, don't come in on the Tuesday, or something like that. Or, don't come in on the Thursday, but we need you to come in on the Friday because, this is happening or that is happening. So it's one of them jobs where things can change quite a bit, or sometimes you might just get asked to go down to something or be a part of something that does take place on a day that that you're not actually working. So I was really buzzed there. So I started on Tuesday. And Tuesday, it was a fun day, but it was just a little bit of an average day as well. There was paperwork and stuff to fill in. It was like, sort of properly getting enrolled on the job and stuff. And it was just sort of, finding my feet, which is, which was, a thing that has to be done as well, finding your feet, especially when, Cameo, which is the guy who, sadly, originally got the job before me. He's been doing it for, about, like I say, about a month, maybe a month and a half. And, he's a little bit more sort of ahead of what's going on. So it was just kind of finding the sort of like my feet, but I seemed to pick it up quite quickly, which was quite good. And then obviously I was in yesterday, and we went down to this dig site, where we was just sort of discussing information about what we're going to do at this event. And then unintentionally, I knew nothing about it. I ended up getting interviewed on BBC Radio Humberside, and I think they want to interview me again. Just a little bit about me joining this program and this job with the Goodwin Development Trust. So that's obviously all good. And then we went back to the office itself, and I got the quite fun job of unboxing and having a little play around with a condenser microphone, because we're going to be recording with a guy called Jed Salisbury, who is a comedian, and we're recording a podcast that is all going to be linked into to do with this event on the 17th about the dig. So I got the opportunity to have a little bit of a play around with this condenser microphone and this little mic mixer. And it was quite cool because I found out that this little mic mixer did more than I originally thought it did. And I'm a nerd when it comes, to music equipment. Like, I'll sit there and I love like looking around and having a play around and having a little fiddle with mixers and seeing what different buttons do, which was like a really cool thing for me. So I got the mic working, and another one has been put on order because there's going to be two for the podcast, which was quite good. And then today, I came in today, obviously, and there was a little event taking place at a youth centre, just on the top of Beverley Road, and there was a few different things going on there. It was taking place from 12 till about 4 in the afternoon. So myself and Cameo, we went down with a couple of flyers and went to check it out and sort of talk a little bit about what we do, and we ended up getting involved in a little music sort of like session where we actually made some music in a with a little group, and then we just had a talk to a couple of people about what we do, and we ended up making some connections, and I think we're going to run like a music workshop on the Halloween, so the autumn half term. We're going to run like a little workshop in conjunction with somebody who was at this event today, and there's going to be like maybe DJing and lyric writing, which is going to be quite a cool thing for people to get involved with. And then we ended up having a little bit of there was like some free food on a buffet, and there was literally nothing that I liked on it. It was all like, it was like vegan pizzas, and there was like loads of fruit and stuff, and the only thing that took my fancy, there was a little dish that had packets of Seabrooks crisps in, so I just grabbed a couple of packets of Seabrooks crisps because, like I say, everything, there was like a vegan pizza and it had like or had all like healthy stuff on it, and then there was like like pieces of watermelon and stuff, and they just don't really interest me. It was more, it was like a healthy sort of vegan sort of buffet, really. Not really my thing. I think there was some sausage rolls, but again, there was like a vegan sausage roll, so it wasn't too good. So that was good, and then we went back to the office, and then this morning, obviously, like some of the learners that come to Goodwin are helping out with this event as well. So I went up and just helped to support a little learner in writing a little bit of a poem for the event and doing a little bit of literature, which is not my strong point, but when it comes to like poems and rhyming, that's where I definitely fit in. So it was all good. So I'm finished now for the week. I don't go until next Wednesday because Goodwin's actually closed on Monday, and actually enjoy going in. And sometimes I even feel like God, has it got to home time already? Where you think like because you've enjoyed yourself. It's not one of them jobs where you're like constantly looking at the clock and you're thinking, oh, 2 more hours till lunchtime, or only a couple more hours and I can go home. It's one of them, where you actually enjoy it. So I actually enjoyed it. So it was just one of them. It was just one of them where it just it went well, and it was a good first week. So yeah, I thought I'd come live. I thought I'd update you. That was my first week in the job. I'll do like another stream in a couple of weeks once I've got into the job a little bit more. Do like another update as to how I'm finding the job, and stuff like that. But for now, I'm really enjoying it. You know, just gratefully, you know, just very grateful for the opportunity. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, share. We'll see you all soon. And don't forget to subscribe if you've not done that already, which I'm pretty certain a lot of you will have subscribed by now. Take it easy.